Good morning, everyone. It's Jeff at Lockdown Security, and today I'm bringing you a video on a common question that we get during this time of year, and this time of year being the September through March time of year, which is remote starter season for us here in Toronto, Ontario, as well as many others across the northern half of the United States and throughout Canada, because obviously it gets cold in the winter and everybody wants to add a remote starter to their car. So one of the common questions that we always get is, what is the difference between a one-way and a two-way key fob, as well as what is OEM key fob control, and to a lesser extent, what is smartphone control? I say to a lesser extent because smartphone control has been slowly building over the years to become much more popular. In fact, this year is the year that we believe that most remote starters we sell are going to have smartphone control as a configuration. But to stay on topic on this video, I'm going to explain what the difference is between a one-way and a two-way key fob. So what is the difference? Let me show you some examples. So I'm going to be using compustar key fobs for this example video. This right here is a compustar 1W G6AM key fob. Essentially, this is the most popular one-way key fob that we sell. What makes this a one-way key fob is that this key fob will send a signal one way to the vehicle. The vehicle will not send a signal back to confirm the vehicle status with this key fob. All this key fob can do is control the vehicle. It does not tell you the status of the vehicle. So what happens when you push a button on this remote is essentially you'll see, if I push the lock button, you'll see there's a little LED at the top that lights up. That just signifies that it has received your button command. And then from there, it would send a command to the vehicle to do the action as you've pressed on the button. So that there is a one-way key fob, sends a signal one way to the vehicle, does not send a signal back to the remote. So what is a typical two-way remote? Well, a typical two-way remote would be something like this compustar RF 2W T9 FM. If I hit the lock button, you're going to see the screen will light up. Basically, you'll see there's a picture of a car, there's a picture of an engine, there's a picture of a lock icon, and then there's an actual word down there that tells you what the status of the vehicle is. Now, this key fob is not connected to the vehicle right now, so I don't get any status back. But basically what happens if you hit the button, it sends a signal to the car sends a signal back and confirms that signal on the key fob. So thereby letting you stay in touch with the vehicle and lets you know whether your vehicle is started. It's extremely convenient and people really like it because it tells you that your vehicle is started. If you can't see your vehicle out a window or you can't see it out in your driveway, for example, you would know that your vehicle has started and that your vehicle is locked by using a two-way key fob. Now, there are two different configurations of two-way key fobs. This is known as a two-way LCD. LCD stands for liquid crystal display. That's what this is. It's an LCD display, and it actually gives you a visual indication of what the status of the vehicle is. It will give you an audible or a vibrating signal as well based on the status of the vehicle. If this was connected to a car, you would have heard it come back and give me an audible signal, and I would have felt the vibration by holding the key fob as well. The second type of two-way key fob is what's known as two-way LED. This is a compustar RF 2W G15 FM. What this is, this key fob is a 2W G15 FM. That's the part number for this key fob. It comes in the RF 2W G15 FM RF kit. Basically, this is an LED two-way key fob. So if I were to hit the button, you're going to see there's a line of lights down here. Now, because it's not connected to a vehicle, it's not going to come back and beep at me. But essentially, the way that this two-way key fob gives you an indication of the status of the vehicle is it will beep at you and it will give you lights on the key fob. Why you would want to go with the two-way LED key fob is that these key fobs are smaller, they're much more robust, they don't have a liquid crystal display that can break, and they are just easier to use because you don't have to figure out what the display means. My personal preference is two-way LCD. I figure if you're going to go with two-way, you might as well have that picture. But one of the big things that we get complaints on is the size. So if you look at the size of this two-way LCD remote versus this two-way LED, they're about the same height, but you can see this is essentially a much slimmer remote control, and they actually come even smaller than this key fob. If you look at one of the iDataStart brand remotes we sell, or the Fortin brand remotes, the two-way LED key fobs are extremely slim, almost half the size of this compustar. I like this CompuStar design because it's very robust, very OEM looking, but it is on the bigger side of the two-way LED key fobs. But you can see two-way LCD is also much bigger. So a lot of people don't necessarily want to have a big two-way LCD remote in their pocket. They want something a little bit smaller, but they still want to have the two-way capability. So that's where two-way LED comes into play. With regards to smartphone control, I don't have a phone here in my hand while I make this video to show you what smartphone control is all about, but smartphone control gives you the benefit of two-way LCD, two-way LED, and the benefit of not having to carry around any key fobs at all because you use your phone to control the car. Now we're going to make another video showing how that works, but essentially the way it works is you open an app on your phone has connected to a piece of hardware that's in the vehicle, and your vehicle will respond to the command on the phone. Why that's important is that most people will always carry their phone around with them where it's within reach all the time. Their keys usually are not within reach, especially when you go to bed. You don't usually bring your car keys to bed, or if you're in the kitchen or if you're at your office, your keys may not always be with you, whereas your smartphone generally always is. So that's the way that the remote starter market is going. Now, lastly, a lot of people want to know what is OEM key fob control. So let me grab an OEM key fob here. So for example, here is a Mitsubishi RVR key fob. This is a push to start proximity key fob, and it has basically two buttons on it from Mitsubishi. It has a lock and unlock, or sorry, three buttons. A third button is the panic button. Now, I have a remote starter on this vehicle. If I were to press this button, the lock button, 3 times, 1, 2, 3, basically the vehicle would start up. That's what's known as OEM key fob. Why that's very popular is that many people that have these push to start key fobs, this is the only thing they want to carry around with them, and they want to be able to have this be the remote to start the vehicle. With that being said, you have to understand that when you're using the OEM key fob, you are limited by the range of this key fob. So if you add remote start control to your OEM key fob and you use this to control the vehicle, you are limited to operating range of the key fob as it came from the manufacturer. So for example, on this Mitsubishi, the key fob works from about 400 feet away. Some vehicles, they work farther, others they work only up to 100 feet away. So if you did OEM key fob control, that is one of the limiting factors. But a very popular configuration nowadays is OEM key fob with smartphone control. You get the best of both worlds. You only carry around your factory key fob, which you have to carry around anyways, but you get the range of a smartphone, which is essentially worldwide. So with that being said, we hope you found this video helpful. If you do have any questions, we have lots of resources on our website, lockdownsecurity.ca. Remote starter season is here, so if you or someone you know is interested in buying a remote start, we can put one in for you here at our store in Markham. We have install coverage all across Canada if you need something done. Alternatively, you can buy the product from us and do the install yourself, or find an installer in your local area to help you out with that. We would love to hear from you. Lockdownsecurity.ca, sales@lockdownsecurity.ca is our email. 1-866-824-4118 is our toll-free number. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you could, subscribe to our YouTube channel because it goes a long way to help us make more videos like this in the future. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. Have a great day.